أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم Ayah number 73. We are continuing the discussion of the hypocrites, particularly on the occasion of Tabuk. Tabuk expedition was 9th year after Hijrah. The Prophet ﷺ, he stayed in Tabuk for 2 months. And all these ayat are related to this journey and the stay there, that how the hypocrite behaved there. The Prophet ﷺ was very soft and gentle to the hypocrites. So in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling him to be strict with them. And the ulama say the Prophet can never be strict in talking, behavior and attitude even to anybody. But this is as a qazi, as a judge, that when you implement the decisions, so you need to treat them what? Strictly. Okay, don't be very soft and lenient toward them. As far as the normal behavior like talking, dealing, feeding, all these kind of things, the Prophet was supposed to be soft anyway. Okay. Another point in this ayah is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word jihad. Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu jahid. Jahid, yani do jihad. And jihad in Arabic means vigorous struggle. When you do struggle, but that struggle is extraordinary. Like for example, you clean the masjid and you are sweating and you are breathless, you say jahada. Okay, he did real struggle in achieving the thing. Now this jihad, the ulama, they have divided in 6 or 7 types. Okay? So, like for example, the number 1 jihad is what? Jihad bis-sayf. That with the sword, when you fight. So that is jihad, and that kind of jihad is also called what? Qital. The other name for that jihad is qital. Then you do jihad with your money. Okay, so that jihad is called jihad bil mal. You do jihad with your knowledge. It's called jihad bil ilm. Then you do jihad with your nafs, with your ego. So they're called jihad ma'al nafs. Then jihad ma'al shaitan, jihad ma'al bughat. These are different types of what? Of jihad. So in other words, every qital is jihad. Every qital is jihad, but every jihad is not qital. Okay, a person he is doing jihad, so he might not be doing qital. He will be doing jihad in another way. But a person who is doing qital, he is definitely doing jihad. So there is a clue in this ayah. In this ayah also and in Surah Tahrim also, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet to do jihad with the hypocrites. And the Prophet never did jihad qital with the hypocrites in his whole life. Okay, so this is also a clue that jihad or mujahid, it's not like that kind of thing. If we are affected from the propaganda, then how many times in our deen, in our Qur'an, we will be scared. And we're not going to be talking about it. Everything will be matruk. You understand what I'm saying? So it is not like a person, a person you say jihad or mujahid, so he is just doing something in civilian and thing. There are rules and regulations for qital also. It has to be under an amir and it has to have rules and regulation. There is nothing like individuals go and they just do something at the airport or in the peaceful places and then he say, I am doing it. It is not like that. All right? Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Ya ayyuhan nabi, O Prophet, jahid, carry out vigorous struggle. Al-kuffara, with the disbelievers, so it might need qital also and other things also. Wal-munafiqina, and do their jihad with the munafiqeen also. And whenever with the munafiqeen, so the Prophet was never commanded to do the fight with them, actual fight. So it really means that bil ilm and with behavior, with attitude, be strict, that kind of thing. Waghluz, and be strict, alayhim, with them. Wa ma'wahum, and their abode. Jahannam is the hell. وَبِئْسَ and very evil, bad, al-masir, a return it is. Okay? So, one more time. Ya ayyuhan nabi, O nabi, jahid al-kuffara, do jihad, yani carry out, struggle al-kuffara with the kuffar, which might include qital or other things. Wal-munafiqina, and with the hypocrites, which definitely mean no qital. Why? Because the Prophet never practiced this ayah. There is no history. Why? The Prophet didn't do it. The Prophet knew they are as kuffar as the other kuffar. But they were there in Fajr Salat, in Isha Salat. And the Prophet said, if I do qital with them, then the news will spread all to around the world that the Prophet is killing his companions, right? So he was it was a very trouble kind of situation that they were there with them and all the time criticizing, making fun, mocking, trouble, adiyah, torture, all kind of things the Prophet went through. وَغْلُظْ عَلَيْهِمْ, be strict with them. وَمَأْوَاهُمْ, their abode Jahannam is Jahannam. وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ, and it is an evil, a bad retreat. Okay, ayah number 74. In the battle of Tabuk, in the journey of Tabuk, there was a hypocrite accompanying the Prophet whose name was Jullas. So the Jullas one time said in Tabuk that what Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, if it is true, then it looks like we are all donkeys. You know why? Because there is accountability, there is Jannah, there is Jahannam. So we will be donkeys that we are not listening to him. He talked this as a fun, as a joke, that it looked like we are donkeys that we are not listening to this man. So there was a Sahabi whose name was Amir ibn Qais radiyallahu anhu. So Amir ibn Qais radiyallahu anhu told him, yes, you are, if you are really not listening to him. And then when they came to Medina, so Amir ibn Qais radiyallahu anhu reported this episode to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he summoned the Sahaba and he asked Jullas, did you say that? He said, no, I never said that. So the Prophet gave qasam, oath, to Jullas, and he took an oath that I never said it. Amir ibn Qais also took an oath that he did say it. And after taking an oath, he raised his hand and he said, oh Allah, I know that I am true, and Jullas is a liar, so please inform your Prophet about the true situation. The Prophet said Ameen, and all the Sahaba said Ameen on his dua. While the gathering was still there and it was not dispersed, Jibreel alayhi salam came with this ayah. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, يَحْلِفُونَ بِاللَّهِ مَا قَالُوا. Okay, يَحْلِفُونَ, they are taking an oath, they are swearing billahi in Allah, مَا قَالُوا, that they have not said it. وَلَقَدْ قَالُوا. Okay, so look, sometime this Qur'an that when you read, so you make like a sense of it also. Because look, ma can be mawsula. Mawsula, ma mean whatever. And ma can be nafiya, it mean negative. So look, the way you, like if you say the ma whatever, so look, you will be saying like this. يَحْلِفُونَ بِاللَّهِ مَا قَالُوا. So this is to give a sense whatever. Like they are swearing in Allah about whatever they said. Whatever they said. But if you say, يَحْلِفُونَ بِاللَّهِ مَا قَالُوا, and then you push and the other قَالُوا also, وَلَقَدْ قَالُوا كَلِمَةَ الْكُفْرِ. So this is also sometimes there are occasions that even the way you say also. Another example. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. So ma, the first one ma is no, and the second ma is موصولة. Okay, so ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. So you don't say like this. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. Right? The sense also make a big difference. Sometimes it change the meaning also. Okay? So, يَحْلِفُونَ بِاللَّهِ مَا قَالُوا. They swear in Allah. مَا قَالُوا. That they have not said. وَلَقَدْ قَالُوا, and definitely they have said, كَلِمَةَ الْكُفْرِ, the wording of the kufr, of the disbelief. وَكَفَرُوا, and they adopted kufr, disbelief, بعد إسلامهم, after expressing their Islam. Okay, because their Islam was not true anyway, so it was just the izhar of Islam, like expression of Islam. So they expressed kufr after expressing Islam. Okay? وَهَمُّ, ham mean like qasd. Qasd mean making intention of something, to get something. Okay? Ham. So ham also mean worry. Okay? So وَهَمُّ, and they made qasd, they intended bima, of something to achieve, lam yanalu, that they could not achieve. Okay, so nala yanalu mean achieving. They made intention to achieve something that they couldn't achieve. What was that? They say on the way back to Medina from Tabuk, they say, you know, these 10 miles are very narrow valley. The Prophet will be passing by it. And there is a deep ditch. So what we're going to do? We're going to be with the Prophet, and when he reached that place, we will push him in the ditch. 10, 15 hypocrites, they make this conspiracy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed the Prophet. So when he reached that kind of narrow area, so the Prophet told Hudhayfa radiallahu anhu and one more Sahabi that you're going to accompany me. And the whole crowd, even the Sahaba, the Prophet told them, you stay behind until I pass this place. So when the Prophet passed that narrow place, then the rest of the Sahaba also came. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved the Prophet. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَهَمُّ, and they intended to do something, bima, of what lam yanalu, that they could not achieve. They could not achieve their goal. وَمَا نَقَمُوا Naqama, the same root word like we say intiqam also, like revenge. So when you put it in Bab Ifti'al, so وَمَا نَقَمُوا, and they are not taking revenge. They are not showing reaction. Okay? Also to consider something qabil aib, that this is what? Faulty. To consider something bad. This is all the meaning of naqamu. So وَمَا نَقَمُوا, they are not reacting, illa, except an aghnahum Allah, that Allah made them rich, wa rasuluhu, and his messenger made them rich, min fadlihi, from their grace. Medina was not very famous. When the Prophet came, it became the Darul Khilafah, or the capital of the Islamic State. And then business opportunities, shuhrat, famous, and the munafiqeen were the big recipients of those benefits. Their business also, they become 10 times more rich in Islam than they were in kufr. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, what is wrong with them? Why that? What revenge they are taking from the Sahaba, except for one crime that they have done, and that is to make them rich, which is not a crime, right? So وَمَا نَقَمُوا, and they are not taking revenge, or they are not showing reaction, illa, except for this thing, and aghnahum Allah wa rasuluhu, that Allah and his messenger made them ghani, rich, min fadlihi, from his grace. Again, look at it, min fadlihi ma, because Allah and Rasul are two. Okay, but for Allah and Rasul, Allah bring only one pronoun, which means the pleasure of Allah and Rasul is the same. Otherwise, according to the Arabic, when you say for two people, you will say min fadlihima. Okay, like we discussed it before. Wallahu wa rasuluhu ahaqqu an yurduhu. Fa in yatubu, if they repent, yakunu. Okay, yakunu. Sometime when yakunu, you want to make it majzoom. So that become yakun. Okay, that become yakun. So then what happened? That in yakun there will be ijtima sakinin. Wa will be also sakin and noon will be also sakin. So we will drop the noon. Okay, then it will become what? Yakov. Wa will yakunu, yakun. From yakun you drop the noon. So what is remaining? Yakov. Okay, and Yakov is harf illat, and whenever it is jazam on it, that also drop. Then yakunu become what? Yako. Okay. فَإِن يَتُوبُوا, if they repent, يَكُو خَيْرًا لَهُمْ, it become very good for them. It is the best for them, repentance. وَإِن يَتَوَلَّوْا, if they turn away, يُعَذِّبْهُمُ اللَّهُ, Allah will punish them عذابًا, a punishment أليمًا, painful. في الدنيا, in this dunya, والآخرة, in the hereafter. وَمَا لَهُمْ, and none for them, في الأرض, in the earth, من ولي, any protector, helper, ولا نصير, and any helper again. Okay, so wali we discussed yesterday has all the meaning: spokesperson, protector, friend, all kind. Nasir is from Nusra, which means helper only. Okay, one more time. يحلفون بالله ما قالوا, they swear by Allah that they have not said, ولقد قالوا, and they have definitely said, كلمة الكفر, the word of kufr, وكفروا, they expressed their kufr بعد إسلامهم, after expressing their Islam, وهموا, and they intended to achieve بما, of something, لم ينالوا, they could never achieve, وما نقموا, they are not showing reaction إلا except أن أغناهم الله ورسوله, that Allah and Rasul made them غني, rich, من فضله, out of His grace. فَإِن يَتُوبُوا, if they repent, يَكُو خَيْرًا لَهُمْ, it become very good for them. وَإِن يَتَوَلَّوْا, if they turn away, يُعَذِّبْهُمُ اللَّهُ, Allah will give them عذابًا, a punishment أليمًا, painful. في الدنيا, in this dunya, والآخرة, and the hereafter. وَمَا لَهُمْ, and none for them, في الأرض, in the earth, مِن وَلِيٍّ, any friend, ولا نصير, or no helper. Right? Okay, وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله.